Close your eyes and count to 10. By the time you're finished, at least one person in the world will have died of hunger. Roughly 925 million people in the world go hungry, and more than 2,200 of them die every day, many of them children. Their immune systems are weakened by malnutrition, making them vulnerable to even the most common sickness. Even in the United States, at least 1 out of 6 people are struggling with hunger, most using whatever money and resources they have to feed themselves or their families for just a day. It does not have to be this way. World hunger can be eliminated. Even now, people across the country are bonding together to fight hunger in every way, shape, and form, going out of their way to provide for those less fortunate. Here in Virginia, we have the organization Stop Hunger Now, an international hunger relief agency that has been fulfilling its commitment to end world hunger since 1998. It has perfected an assembly process that creates, packages, and ships out ready-to-eat meals to other countries in need. They seem to be currently focused on one aspect of hunger in particular.
Well, we focus primarily all of our aid into school feeding programs. About 90% of our aid goes to school feeding programs because we feel that by attacking the issue when children are young, they get that food when they need it most, when they're developing. They get in school, they get fed, but they also get an education. And education, we feel, is the key to breaking the cycle that they're in, the cycle of poverty and hunger that continues to just ravage communities around the world. By giving them the opportunity to break that cycle, that is our goal.
The assembly of these meals is largely done by volunteer work. Willing citizens pay to have materials and transportation delivered to them, then provide the labor themselves. Foods such as rice, soy, and dehydrated vegetables are sorted and measured out, then vacuum sealed and boxed in a quick, orderly fashion. A single well-organized assembly line could potentially make over 1,000 meals in an hour. The packaged meals are then shipped back to headquarters, where they will await transportation overseas to the countries that need them.
Well, we ship our meals to over 33 different countries all around the world, so it's kind of tough to list them all, but our closest is Haiti. Haiti is one of the most dramatic representations of poverty in our hemisphere. There are slums there that are just beyond belief and impossible to describe. So we've shipped millions of meals to Haiti, and the nice thing about that is people are close enough to Haiti. They're right off our coast. Many people go on mission trips to Haiti and they actually see our meals being served, which is a nice way to complete the circle.
Another such organization is Shalom Farms, a long-running church-originated community project which battles hunger in America with a slightly different perspective.
Well, that's an interesting question. Hunger in America looks dramatically different than it did 30 years ago. People who we consider hungry or who are food insecure often will have access to some food, but it's very unhealthy food. The cheapest food, the most accessible food is extremely unhealthy. We know that more and more. New studies today tell us that this generation of young people is on pace to be the first to live shorter lifespans than their parents. So when we think of hunger, I think sometimes we think of third world hunger, but hunger in the United States looks very different. And so we're addressing hunger sometimes behind the mask of obesity, really. We see children who are obese and we think there's no way these children could be hungry or could be food insecure, but they are, because they're living in communities and in families and in neighborhoods where it's really hard to get healthy food. And so that cheap, high-processed, high-calorie, high-energy food is what they end up eating because there are no healthier alternatives, or there's not the education around the importance of that healthy food.
As you can see, other problems can also be addressed when fighting hunger.
Yes, for us to sort of fix hunger and solve hunger together here in the United States, or particularly in urban America, we're going to have to sort of think long-term and not just think about feeding sort of the immediate hunger and meeting the immediate need, but changing the system so that there's access long-term, and then also education about the importance of healthy food. So,
there is enough food in the world to feed every single human being, yet people still go hungry. You can support these people every day. Ask how you can help out at your local food bank, or even set aside any packaged foods you don't need. Take the time to think of those less fortunate, and ask yourself what you can do to save them.